Today, we'll present two other companies which are of potential value. First one, Sinopharm, 国药集团 Sinopharm. Sinopharm Group is the ticket is 1099. It's a distributor of pharmaceutical and healthcare products and a value-added supply chain service provider in the PRC. It operates through the following business segments. It has three business segments, namely pharmaceutical distribution, retail pharmacy, and medical device. So it's not engaged in the manufacturing part. It's more on the downstream distribution and retail part. The company is the largest pharmaceutical distributor in China with 20% market share. Its parent company is China National Pharmaceutical Group, Corp, which is one of the state-owned enterprises held directly under state-owned asset supervision and administration commission of the State Council. So these are regarded as Yangqi, state-owned enterprises, enterprise under the 国资委. 国资委 is state-owned asset supervision and administration commission of the State Council, 国务院下面的国资委. Okay. This is the latest financial performance of the company, the first quarter financial performances. Revenues increased by 1.16 year-on-year to 162.5 billion Hong Kong dollars. And operating profit was 47.1 billion. Operating profit margin 2.9. You may wonder that it's rather low because for distribution and retail business, you don't expect a very high profit margin, unlike the pharmaceutical company that's engaged in pharmaceutical manufacturing, which can claim 70% or up to 80% gross profit margin. But for retail and distribution business, the profit margin is rather low. It's a volume business. Net profit was 1.567 billion for the first quarter, and net profit margin was close to 1%. Earning per share 0.51, ROE 1.88%, and ROA 2.36%. But if you look at 5-year revenue growth, you can see that the company's revenue grew very steadily from 425 billion in 2019 to close to 600 billion in 2023. Okay, just now we mentioned it comprises 3 business segments. So 72%, you can see here, the dark blue color represent the pharmaceutical distribution business. The pharmaceutical distribution gives the company the bulk of the revenue, accounting for more than 70% of total revenue comes from pharmaceutical distribution. Okay, and over the last 5 years, you can see pharmaceutical distribution revenue also posted stable growth over the last 5 years. And then 22%, around 22% came from medical device. Okay, medical device, and 2% 6% from retail pharmacy, 5 to 6% from retail pharmacy. Other business accounted for around 2%. Okay, so there's the revenue by segment breakdown of the revenue for the last 5 years. This is the first quarter revenue. Okay. Let's look at the 3 individual business segments. For pharmaceutical distribution during the reporting period, 2023 financial year, the pharmaceutical distribution business recovered rapidly after the COVID-19 pandemic, growing by 8.47% compared to 2022. Yeah, this is the revenue growth. Operating margin remains stable, though there's a slight decline from 3.18% to 3%. Okay, that's the operating profit margin for its pharmaceutical distribution business. Okay, the medical device segment revenue increased by 7.75% in financial year 2023 from 2022. Operating profit margin was under a bit of pressure, declining from 4.21% to 3.48%. Okay, but higher than that of the pharmaceutical distribution business. Okay, the company focused on extending supply chain services and actively undertook projects such as management of equipment and assets and maintenance services to provide more diversified services. SPD service, which stands for Supply Processing and Distribution Services and Medical Testing. Okay, so it is providing a wide range of medical device business to its clients. Okay, as for retail pharmacy, during the reporting period in 2023 financial year, the group revised and improved the 14th five-year plan development strategy of the retail pharmacy business and further promoted the implementation of core strategies such as wholesale plus retail integration and pharmaceutical device synergic development to strengthen the improvement of operating efficiency and profitability of the retail pharmacy business under the premise of ensuring steady sales growth. Last year, its retail pharmacy revenue increased by 8.22% from 32.9 billion yuan in 2022 to 35.6 yuan in 2023. An operating margin among the three business segments, this is the only business segment that show improvement. Operating margin improved from 2.48% in 2022 to 3.21% in 2023. Okay, number of retail pharmacies. The group strengthened the network layout and regional coverage of its retail business, focusing on improving the coverage of business blank areas. In those areas that it has no coverage, so it strengthened those areas, and also medical institutions, to improve the coverage of medical institutions. So in 2023, it has a total of more than 12,000 stores in China. Guoda drugstores, Guoda is brand name, accounted for more than 10,516 stores nationwide, and professional pharmacies, for professional pharmacies, there are 1,593. And also 1,127 dual-channel drugstores. Dual-channel drugstores refer to those including Guoda drugstores and professional pharmacies. So these 1,127 dual-channel drugstores are made up of 397 Guoda drugstores and 730 professional pharmacies. So all three kind of stores, retail pharmacies, saw growth in numbers of branches number in 2023. Okay, the business highlights include continuous market share gains from industry consolidation. In terms of retail pharmacy, favorable policies and store expansion drive its growth. Long-term benefits was brought by policies allowing retail pharmacies to join outpatient reimbursement. In the past, let me explain a little bit. in the past, Yiyuans in China, they operate their own outpatient reimbursement. So it caused pharmaceutical prices to remain at very high level. So now the policy allow retail pharmacy, not related to, hospital non-related retail pharmacies to operate pharmacy stores in outpatient department under different hospitals. So this bring long-term benefits to the retail pharmacy business of Sinopharm, and also accelerated store expansion. It added 1,203 quota drugstores in 2023 and 153 professional pharmacies in 2023. As for pharmaceutical distribution, sales rose steadily on rising economies of scale. Volume-based procurement policy adopted by China, 大量采购, leads to market consolidation and expanding market share. The company adopts strategic transformation by embarking on the high-margin marketing business. Drug marketing revenue up 30% year-on-year in 2023. Okay, so it focused more on high-margin business. As for device distribution, its one-stop supply chain service is one of its competitive edge. Improved one-stop supply chain, and it signed a JV agreement with GE Healthcare, and its Xinguang's registration for endoscopes has been approved. So this will drive future growth of its device distribution business. Okay, now it's trading around $21, and year to date is only up 5%, lagging behind the 11% rise for the Hang Seng Index. So it's one of the laggards. Okay, this is the 5-year historical PE forward PE band for the company. Now it's trading between -1 standard deviation and fair value. So the target price, let me show you the target price for 1099 Sinopharm. With the estimated earning per share of 3.05 renminbi, 3.05 yuan for financial year 2024, and fair value at 6.927 times. This is the fair value. The target price will be 23.24 Hong Kong dollars, implying close to top 10% upside of its as of the current price of $21. Okay, if it manages to the valuation manages to go up to +1 standard deviation at fair value is 6.927. Fair value is 6.927 times 7 times. So at 6.927 times and a forecast earning per share of 3.05 yuan, it will give you a target price of 23.24 Hong Kong dollars. But assuming the valuation goes up to +1 standard deviation at 8.699 times, and with forecast earning per share of 3.05 yuan, it would give a target price of 29.1 Hong Kong dollars. That would be 21 close more than 30% upside as of its current price of 21 Hong Kong dollars. So that's for Sinopharm.